So you go by Spark? Let's go to, here's the dry
I go
spot.
by Sparks, yeah.
How did you get that nickname?
I made it up. I never really had like a lot of friends. But so I came up with that name because I thought that that would be the name of somebody that probably would have a lot of friends, honestly.
Are you a New Yorker?
No, I'm a New Orleanian,
No kidding.
Louisiana.
Oh, wow. So what are you doing here?
Starting over, there was like a lot of abuse and stuff in my past, and I wanted to get a fresh start here. I felt like if anywhere, all the stuff I've learned throughout my life, I could probably make it here.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here an entire year, maybe a year and 2 weeks now.
So you said you came here for a fresh start? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Can you talk more about it?
I definitely experienced a lot of trauma, like things like Hurricane Katrina definitely affected my life. I was 11 when that happened.
What was it?
Hurricane Katrina.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like that was a major point in my life because I was at the age where I could make a lot of friends, like stuff that probably would have lasted a long time. But whenever we left and then we came back, there was less than like 1/3 of the kids there. And so it kind of felt like a ghost town too. There would be dead bodies places even for a few weeks after the point that they let us return. It's just something that you learn to live with. And then my mom was in the military, so I ended up moving around with her after that point a lot. And so I just never really, I made friends wherever I went, basically. And then I ended up meeting a guy when I went to visit my dad one year. I think I was about 15. No, I was like 17. I was like 17, yeah. He was cool. Virginia? Yeah, he was cool. And then I left and he came to visit me one time and then he never like left. And that was weird. He kind of like made up a lie, said that his parents had kicked him out, and then my mom got bothered by him, and then I ended up going to be homeless with him. That's just the truth. And it didn't really work out. It was very toxic, violent. He was very violent, and
Towards you?
yes, and we still ended up like having a baby out of this. And I love my daughter, and she's safe and she's doing well. She's still a part of my family. He is a father.
Not your fault.
No, oh no. Actually, my dad is pretty cool. My dad's pretty cool, pretty nice guy.
You had a baby with the guy that
Yeah, and he was very abusive, and like it was odd to me how abusive that he was with his family around, and they didn't do anything about it. And I guess it made sense because he had told me about his mom. She used to be abused, and he would watch that. So I mean, you know, things like that. Oh, she's with my mom, so she's safe. I think she's doing way better. She just turned 5. Yeah. She's in Texas. Yes, and she has her businesses there and things like that. And I mean, to paint a truly honest light of this, I would definitely have to have someone else that was there, that witnessed what happened with that whole situation, to speak. And maybe we could do that one day. I could let you talk to someone in particular, because there's obviously other people that were there and watched. But like, it's definitely like a multitude of different personality types being put under pressure that caused a lot of the things in my life to like collapse or go the way that they did. Oh, I mean, I'm talking about my mother, my daughter's father. Oh, Well, I mean, I have their emails and I know them. I talk to them. Yeah. But it was a very big issue with like other people that just were under pressure because of like systematic devices. And I started to learn that because I'm going into therapy, and I try to like see the glass half full. But yeah, so a lot of systematic things going on there. I remember my life happened so quickly because it looked like it was going upwards. I graduated at 15 from high school. I was in college immediately after that. I have not finished college. I was unable to finish college, but it was due to a lack of stability.
How old are you now?
I'm 25, so 10 years.
And where were you in college?
I was in college in Texas, and for a brief stint, I was in college in Louisiana. I planned to go back to college this semester. That didn't happen for financial reasons. Actually, this was kind of funny. I had used or applied for benefits here so that I wouldn't have to spend so much money out of pocket, because you know the food's expensive. But what was happening is that there was a misrepresentation of the money that I was making. through the two systems that I was being sent to, HRA and then Urban Upbound. And it caused my food stamps to be cut off twice within a 6-month period. I don't know if you know anything. We could go another 15 minutes and then I gotta dip. Okay.
And we can come back.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can meet another day or something.
For sure, yeah. I'm also working a film today for my friend off of 54th Street. I do like lights and sound, so
Oh.
yeah. So there were just a lot of things going on. HRA had me going to this place, and then that place was telling them the wrong amount of money that I was making. Although looking into the documents, it was documented incorrectly the first time, which I don't understand why that happened. But in the long story, the short of it all is that now I didn't have enough money to pay for school because it was eating into my pocket, not having money to pay for the food. So I don't know. Besides that, my goal has been to find a place where I can establish myself, like a house, not really an apartment, but like a house, and then probably have a space where I can rent something out, preferably to like an artist or someone that is similar with the type of jobs that I keep, because I do a lot of gigs. So I do like marketing work. I do marketing work, which requires me to like go to football games, baseball games, give out stuff, and then like I do the lights and sounds for productions. I've done PA work, and that's why I love New York, because there's so many different things that I can pull from. I did Fashion Week a few weeks ago. When I first got here, I was completely homeless. I did Fashion Week. It didn't matter. It didn't matter that I was homeless because I was out here doing what I love. And
So you're working a lot.
yeah, and I think that that's something that is a misconception about homeless women or homeless people in general, is like, just because we don't have a permanent space where we live, it doesn't deter us, or at least for me, it doesn't personally deter me from being able to do what I want to do. Okay.
How long have you been in New York, and how did you end up coming to New York, or what was that?
Okay, so I've been here for a year and like 2 or 3 weeks. I got here September 7th of last year. I stayed in Long Island for the first 2 weeks, and I just went into the city and worked Fashion Week. After that, I stayed with someone that was like politically well known, so I couldn't like stay there permanently, because it just becomes like a safety risk or whatever. I get it, but I couldn't stay there permanently, so I ended up moving into the city. The first night I came into the city after living in Long Island, I stayed outside, and I was up the entire night with like people that were waiting for their bus to come so they could leave the city. So that was interesting.
That was just like a safety thing? You wanted to be around people?
Right, and like the rats at night are crazy, and I had like one of those long suitcases, and like I woke up the next morning and like one had like tried to nibble its way in, but it didn't get in. I know, right? It was right in front of this Chinese ramen factory, and on the other side of town by the Manhattan Bridge. That's actually pretty interesting. I never done that before, but the time I did, it was interesting. But it was really... Gives me time to think. Yeah, but it was really interesting because I did go out and explore that night, and I found that there were already resources that I could use in this city to kind of like keep myself occupied and figure out what's going on and if I needed help. Have you ever seen those link boxes? They're like the Wi-Fi boxes around town. You can get internet there. There's free phones there. There's human resource information. Yeah, and so I used that. There was even a chair at the one I was at, so it was interesting. But I am used to, at this point, since I left being around my mom and that crazy situation that I was in, I'm used to going to other states. Actually, after I gave my daughter, because we had a custody switch, kind of. I still have custody, but just very minimal. My mom and her father resumed the custody, which is really odd. But long story short, for me it was for the best, because they had both put me in a situation where one was being vindictive and the other one was being abusive and wasn't trying to compromise. And still to this day, he doesn't compromise.
How old's your daughter?
Oh, she's 5. Yeah. Yes. And while like it can be difficult sometimes because I'm not there and I just missed her birthday and everything like that, I feel like, well, I couldn't leave. That's actually something that I was trying to work out, because there are rules at the shelter, and one of those rules is like 10 o'clock. If you're not there at 10 o'clock, you lose your bed. You guys actually caught me breaking that rule, and because I spent the night at my friend's.
Call her, your daughter?
Oh, I called her for her birthday. I just couldn't go visit her, which is what I wanted to do. And so I was planning to visit her tomorrow, but I have a job, so I need the job because they're so quick. I make good money, but it's like short spurts, you know?
Right.
Where do you hope to be by the end of this year?
By the end of this year, well, really by the end of October, I hope to be in my place. And then by the end of this, no, in a house.
In the house.
Yes. If it's not in New York, then it'll be in New Jersey. But it's
How
too
are you gonna get a house in New York?
it's too expensive unless I know a few people, and there are people that work, and there are good people in the city, but they have to know that they can trust you. There's an opportunity for me in Jamaica, Queens, to rent a house for $1,000 a month. So it's a 2-bedroom for $1,000 a month, which is unheard of, really.
Yeah.
It's just because I know the person and I help them sometimes with their clothing, retail, sales, whatever. You know, they wanted to give someone else an opportunity.
What about in New Jersey?
In New Jersey, I found some places around Jersey City, and it's Bergman. I don't know. I think it's called Bergman, New Jersey, and it's like 2 bedrooms for like $1,600 a month, which wouldn't be too bad, even if it's just me. But I have a girl that I met at the first shelter, and I've known her since I've been here. That's another thing we talk about, how many shelters I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saving money now?
Yes.
That's great.
But it's like I said, it's been a back and forth because I lost my ability to have food stamps, which is weird to me because I've met people who got like thousands of dollars on their cards, and it's like, how do you get thousands of dollars on your card? But I don't know. Obviously it's fraud.
Why did you lose your
Because they said that you can't make over $1,500 a month, but they were reporting that I was making at $1,500 a month, which was incorrect. Sometimes it's true, but not every month.
documentary?
Thank you.
Full of energy.
Esther
Yes.
and Orion.
Yeah, thank you, Spark.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Later.
Later.